but various programs for young people, and is very much interested in the growth of young people. He will be taking us through a session of redirecting purpose in a distracted generation. You and I know how our world is today. Distractions everywhere, left, right, center. You're trying to do one thing, and there are various factors pushing you and pulling you and shaking you off your target. He is here to open the floor with this focus, with this topic, redirecting your purpose in a distracted generation. So if you're not busy, we'd like to welcome him together with a clap. This is time for Aniek Jacob Champ, Aniek Jacob, to begin the session with redirecting your purpose in a distracted generation. Please let's welcome him together. Aniek Jacob, over to you. Over to you.
Hello, good evening. Saying hi to everybody. Glad to be here. It is another time to, have a transformation. Sorry. Hello. Sorry about that. Good evening. Good to see you, Cham Janet. I'm saying hi to everybody. Welcome to this convergence of people's convergence of a shift in mindset and transformation. I welcome you. And quickly, I'll go straight to the business of the day because of my time. I hope you can hear me clearly. All right. So I'm asked to speak on the topic, awakening purpose in a distracted generation. The journey to awakening purpose starts with a question. It starts with a question. A lot of times when as young people, we must always come to a place that we put ourselves in a place of asking ourselves questions. So I'm trying to share my screen so that you can see the slide. All right, please, can you see my screen? Hello?
Can't see the
Hello,
slide.
can you see the slide? Can you see it?
No, you're yet to share your screen, no.
Really?
Okay,
Minute,
so you're on point now. Oh, we may
All right, thank you very much.
I can see it.
Okay.
You can see it, right? Janet, is it up?
Yes, you're on point. You're on point.
All right, thank you very much. All right, so as young people, most times we find out that we start, in a state of confusion, and then we journey towards purpose, and that's fine, because purpose itself starts with asking yourself pertinent questions, being a little bit opportunistic about where you are going to, being a little bit persistent about what you need to do with life. And we also come to a phase of life that you ask yourself, what's next? Where do we go from here? Whither us? Whither are we bound? And this is not a bad question in itself, although sometimes some young people ask this question in a way of trying to find out, what kind of job should I do? What kind of business should I engage in? What is my skill and talent? But I believe that in the course of this session, we will be focused on answering this big question by walking through what purpose is, and discovering the way to purpose. So please join with me as we ask ourselves, what is purpose? Join with me. Let's ask ourselves, what is purpose? Now, purpose is not affluence, but it is influence. Are you with me at all? It is affluence, not influence. It is influence, rather, not affluence. What does that mean? The call to purpose is a call to influence life, not just to live a wealthy life. But I promise you that when once you fulfill purpose, you are going to live a wealthy, successful life. We have a lot of rich and wealthy people that are not known. But we have people that are rich, wealthy, but you are influencing life. I don't know if you're getting me. So purpose is influence, not affluence. Are you following me at all? Now, the call to purpose is it tends to answer question, what can you do to champion the cause of humanity? What can you do to champion the cause of humanity? When you come to a place of purpose, you have to leave self-centeredness because you'll be living for others and not for yourself. Please, are you following me? You'll be living, I believe the audio is still very clear. You'll be living for others and not for yourself. Are we still together, please?
We are together.
All right. Thank you. So, the will of God for your life in fulfilling purpose is not just for yourself, it is for you to live for you. It is for you to live for others. So if you want to fulfill purpose, you must drop every mindset of self-centeredness. You must drop every mindset of me and myself and I. No, you cannot fulfill purpose on that realm. Please don't forget that we are journeying to a particular place. We are trying to answer the question, what next? What next? What next? And in answering this question, what next, we need to understand that it is from the place of purpose that, moving from where you are to where you want to be is a journey to purpose. All right. Now, your skills, your talent, your gift are not purpose, but they submit to the will of your purpose. What does that mean? You may be engaged in a particular skill, you may have a particular talent or gift. Now, all this must resonate your purpose. All must resonate your purpose. You cannot, but once you are able to use your skill in line with your purpose, that is when you have your skill is more essential and beneficial to humanity. For instance, let's look at a woman like Ibokuna Woshika, former First Bank chairperson. Now, most of the time you find her as a career woman, she uses that office to influence life for God, and that is the same thing God has called you and I to do, using our skills, our talent, and gifts to influence life. All right. Now, in answering the question, what's next? A lot of young people want to engage in businesses. A lot of young people want to know, what do I do with my life? The answer first is start where you are. Are you listening? Start from where you are. Most times we always want to move from where we are without knowing where we are. We always want to move from where we are without knowing exactly what point are we? What is our current location? What is our current location? Because if you are able to know where you are, you will be able to ask yourself the next question, which is, where am I? Secondly, what is in my hands? I don't know if you are following me at all. Once you know where you are, your current position, what you are able to do, now you are going to ask yourself, what is in my hands? Now, let me tell you this. This question was first asked by God to Moses in the book of Exodus chapter 4 verse 2. And then God speaking to it, what do you have in your hands? And then Moses was like, I have a rod. Now, that same rod was used to part the Red Sea. That same was used to cause water to flow out of the rock. Now, if Moses was not drawn to the fact that what he has in his hand is able to part the Red Sea, is able to draw out water from the rock, he wouldn't have known. So you have to come to that realization of what you have in your hands. So young people connected to this webinar, you need to ask yourself, what is in your hands? I give you a vivid example. Sometimes back when I was doing my master's program, at the tail end of the program, I got access to this software that you're able to you're able to check if your work is plagiarized. Now the software is a little bit expensive. I got access through my friend. And then I thought because I wasn't working at that, thought of what can I do with this software? Remember what I said? Purpose begin with a question, sometimes begins with confusion. What can I do with this software? I know that my colleagues can, they want to check their work also. And so I said, okay, let me start charging this. And along the line, since that time to now, I've grown to master that software that it has brought a whole lot of money. In fact, that is my mainstay of income right now. Now, if I didn't ask myself, what do I have in my hands? I would have languished probably in lack and indigence. I don't know if you are following me at all. So young people, because one of the hashtag of this webinar is from purpose to profit. You have to bring your purpose to a place of profit. You have to bring your call, whatever God has given to you, to a place of profit for the sake of humanity. And so you must ask what is in your hands. Some of you are seated on multi-million naira ideas. Some of you have things that you have not yet tapped into the potential of that thing. And that is why you continue in that state of lack. You continue in that state of lack. Now, your skills, what you have, your talent, they save your purpose. And what is your purpose? Your purpose is for the cause of humanity. One, your purpose is for the worship of Abba. I don't know if you are following me now. Your purpose is for the worship of Abba. Now, one of the things you need to understand is that when once you see a tree is planted to the soil, and if you uproot the tree from the soil, it ceases to exist. The same thing with every human being. When once you uproot yourself from the source, you cease to exist, and your source is God. That is the first criteria to discover and walk in purpose. That is the first way to walk in purpose. If you uproot yourself from the source, which is God, you cease to exist, and everything you do outside of God is meaningless. That is the truth. Everything you do outside of God is meaningless. Now, some of you are carrying what you have not yet tapped into. And a wise man once said that it is not what you don't have that limits you, but what you have but cannot use it limits you. I said earlier that some of you are seated on multi-million naira ideas, multi-million naira ideas. You need to look within and ask yourself the question, what is in my hands? Because once you don't tap into it, what you have can limit you. What you have but cannot use it will limit you. And it brings me to the next point, that when the essence of a thing is not known, abuse is inevitable. And abuse is a word gotten from two words, abnormal use. Please, are we still connected to this?
We're hearing you.
Abuse is gotten from two words, abnormal use. You have a skill, you have a talent of, talent can become a skill. For instance, someone that has the talent of receiving songs and writing songs and singing them, you have to earn it into a skill by sharpening that talent. When once you sharpen a talent, and then it becomes a skill. So some of you have such music, prowess. You have such capacity to receive songs. Some of you have great business ideas, but you have not used it. It becomes an abuse, abnormal use. And when once we have talents of business and business of talents. What is talent of business? You are very diligent with your talent. It becomes a business. That is the business of talent. I don't know if you are following me at all. So please look within you first. For you to be able to, discover your purpose, you must ask yourself the pertinent questions as structured in this webinar. 1, what's next? 2, where am I? 3, what is in my hands? Your purpose is not far from you. Your purpose bows to the will of God. Your purpose serves humanity. your purpose serve humanity. And I've been instructed to speak on two